GPTY performance and distribution hasn't impressed me that much because if you look at the average right now, as pay about 31 cents. And the price with distribution is 49. Remember, it came out at 50, so you've lost about $1. But I'm going to show you if you had to invest this average distribution, how much you will be able to generate. And I have another calculation where you can generate 11,000, how you can do that. But what we're going to look right now is GPTY, and I'm going to give you the main reason why GPTY hasn't paid impressive distribution so far. Two times that they've paid distribution. The first one was on February 10th, and the second one was February 14th. And of course, this coming week, they're also going to announce another distribution. GPTY paid weekly, and this is YieldMax AI and Tech Portfolio Income ETF. Fund overview: GPTY is an actively managed ETF that seeks current income and capital appreciation via direct investment in selected portfolio of 15 to 30 AI companies. GPTY seeks to generate income primarily by writing call options on some or all of its AI companies. GPTY aims to distribute such income on a weekly basis. So it joins other 6 YieldMax ETFs that distribute weekly income, and that's very appealing to most people. A lot of people love weekly income versus monthly. And to enable GPTY to effectively implement investment strategy, its advisor will evaluate liquidity of potential companies that they are holding on common shares, and they will evaluate in terms of their price levels and imply volatility, because you need volatility to generate income, and will monitor these factors when determining whether to select new companies or to remove existing companies from the portfolio. This is very actively managed. That means if the company doesn't meet their requirement for generating more income, they're going to kick it out. But GPTY hasn't paid that much distribution. First of all, they are holding these stocks directly, not synthetically. When you do synthetically, meaning you use a lot of leverage. They use some leverage here, but it's not as much, and they're going to get some dividend from these companies. But remember, tech companies and AI companies don't pay much distributions, so you're not going to get income from dividends from these companies. Investment objective: a primary investment objective for GPTY is to seek current income, and secondary investment objective is to seek capital appreciation via investment in a select portfolio of AI and tech companies. The fund was incepted on January 22nd, 2025. So it's a brand new ETF. And NAV right now is 48. Asset under management right now is 24 million. So it has accumulated quite a bit of money within 1 month since it's been out. Performance so far hasn't been that great. It's minus 3%, including all the distributions. Now, these are main holdings that they have. They have NVIDIA at 12%, C3 AI at 11%. Palantir, they have Meta Platform, Apple, Snowflake, Broadcom, Advanced Micro Devices, Microsoft Corp, Alphabet. These are the top 10 companies, but the biggest one here is NVIDIA, CI3, and Palantir. Palantir has been doing great, but it's only 6%. And one of the top companies like Apple is only 4% because Apple doesn't have bigger volatility. So it's strategically good to put at the lower percentage in terms of holdings, where they put the more volatile stocks like NVIDIA and CA3 and Palantir take the bigger chunk because these stocks are very volatile. So it makes sense to put them on a higher percentage in terms of weight. And for people who always ask, where can you buy these ETFs? You can buy these ETFs from any brokerage house. Charlie Schwab, SoFi, Robinhood, E-Trade, Ameritrade, Fidelity, Interactive Broker, Webull, SoFi, any of the biggest trading companies and banks. And whenever distribution is paid, it's automatically deposited to your account and you'll be able to reinvest the way you want. Unless you do DREP, which is a form you have to fill, and your distribution will automatically purchase more shares. But that's a strategy that I personally don't like to use. I just like to receive cash coming to my brokerage account and take those distributions, buy whatever is cheaper at that time. Look at performance on the chart. YieldMax AI and Tech Portfolio Option Income Strategy ETF, GPTY. Price today is 48. After hours is 49. So it's gone up a little bit. And you can see this volatility, how much up and down it has been. This is on intraday. Now, 52-week range is 49 to 50. Remember, 50 is when it came out. And it went up 50 0.43 and it came down to 46. So being at 48, that means if you bought at 46, you would have gained almost $2. If you're interested, there are other type of ETFs that you can also invest your money. For example, Lifty, FIVI, FIT, SDTY. This is a brand new ETF, just came out about a week ago. And there's PLTY. It's one of the best performer. Right now it's at 91. Remember, it came at 50. Also pays one of the highest paying ETFs from YieldMax. There's SMCY. This is one of the worst performing ETFs. It came at 50, right now it's 28. It has lost almost 50% of its price, but it pays huge distribution. And last time it paid about almost 100%. If you're interested in all these ETFs and you want to know more, I made a video explaining how they pay. And also I made a video on Lifty income projection. Now going back to our average distribution since inception, the first time they paid was on February 10th, 2025, paid about 34 cents. And the second distribution paid on February 14th, that was 29 cents. So it's a little bit less than what they paid the previous week. But on average, they paid about 31 cents and cumulative paid about 63 cents so far. Adding average distribution they paid to the price of 48.50, that's going to give us a real price of 49.03. Now, if we take the average distribution, which is 31 cents, using the price of today, 48.50, that's going to give us annual yield of 33.31. So still not as very impressive as other YieldMax ETFs. Now we know our average distribution, we know our yield. Let's look at the income projection, how much you're going to generate on a weekly basis using the capital that you're going to invest from $25,000 all the way to $500,000. But this is just for people who want to invest now and receive distribution today. For people who want to invest their money now and let their money grow and compounding for 10 to 15 years, I'm going to show you another slide. But for now, let's look at $25,000 invested, how much you're going to make. That will get you $160 a week. It's not going to be money to do anything with that, but that's going to give you a new income of $8,326. If we go down to $100,000, that's going to give you $640 per week. That's going to be $33,306. Still not going to be a lot of money. But now if we go to $200,000, that's going to give you $1,281 per week. That's annual income of $66,612. For some people, maybe that can be enough money to retire, but for a lot of people, still not enough. It depends on the city that you're living, especially if it's very expensive city. Now, if we go down to $400,000, that's going to give you $133. That's a lot, right? So I would say from $300,000, you get almost $100,000. That's quite a bit of money, and that's a weekly income of $1,921. If we go down to 500,000, that's going to give you 166. If you want to invest all your money in, not that I would suggest you do that. I would say from 200,000, that's going to give you a lot of income. For people who want to invest their money today and let their money grow for 10 to 15 years from now and generate maybe 11,000 per month, this is how you're going to do it. $50,000, you're going to invest it today and let that money compound, assuming that price doesn't appreciate and doesn't go down. And distribution you're receiving right now, which is at 31 cents per share, and at 33% yield, stay the same. The first year you're going to invest $50,000, you accumulate for the whole year, that's going to generate a dividend of $16,655. You add dividends you're receiving to your capital of $50,000, buying more shares, that's going to give you $72,000 203 on your portfolio. Having that, you are generating with third year $38,000 $858. You add that amount to your capital or your portfolio value, that's going to give you 100,000. So you keep going all the way down to 10th year, you're going to receive 134,971 on a dividend that year. And if you divide that by 12, that's going to give you 11,641. That's enough income for a lot of people. If you get $11,000, you pay tax, let's say 30%, you still have 8,000 left. So your portfolio at that point is only going to be 656. It's not $1 million portfolio yet. Now, if you let that money compound for just 3 more years, your portfolio at 13 years is going to be $1 million a quarter. Your portfolio would generate income of 233 annual income. But if you want that money to grow up to $2 million, you just let it grow for another 3 years. And that's 15th year. Imagine if you live for 20 years, you're going to have almost $6 million portfolio. But for now, we're just stopping at 15th year. But again, this math is based off the average of these two distributions they've paid. If it remains the same, and the reason I do this is because this YieldMax ETF, the first distribution is usually the highest. So if their first distribution was 33 and the second one was 29, we would assume it's going to remain at this distribution mark between 33 to 29. They might pay high at one point, but I really think they're going to remain at a lower distribution yield compared to other YieldMax ETFs. So that's just calculation how you can generate a lot of money from $8,000 a year all the way to 166 using distribution of today. If you want to generate a lot of money for the future, you can do this other method, investing and keep investing and let your money compounding and generate up to 11,000 per year within just 10 years. If you like this type of content, make sure you smash the like button. And if you don't want to miss this type of updates and receive more of income guidance, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so you can receive notification whenever I release the new videos. And don't forget to share with someone who you think this video might be helpful to them so they can also generate a lot of income. There you have it. That's all I have for today. Thank you very much for watching. Till we meet again next video. Bye bye.